It's a common scene in English exams. You reach a section on voice conversion, and the easy marks suddenly feel out of reach. You pick an option based on how it sounds, only to find out later it was the wrong choice. We can eliminate that uncertainty. Over the next 6 minutes, we will look at a mechanical method to convert any sentence and identify the correct options in multiple choice questions with total accuracy. To apply this, you need to identify 2 things: who is performing the action, the subject, and who is receiving it, the object. Mastering this 3-block relationship provides the necessary foundation for the more complex patterns that follow. Look at this active sentence. He writes a book. He is the subject, writes is the verb, and a book is the object. To make this passive, the object takes the spotlight. A book moves to the front of the sentence, and the subject, he, moves to the end. This brings us to a strict rule of voice conversion. You must not change the original tense of the sentence. If the prompt is in the present tense, your passive answer must stay in the present tense. Next, the verb transforms into its V3, or past participle form, so writes becomes is written. Finally, we add the word by before the new object. Combining this physical swap with strict tense preservation will allow you to solve most basic exam questions immediately. For continuous tenses, any verb ending in ing, you must add the word being. He is writing becomes is being written. For perfect tenses involving has, have, or had, you insert the word been. He has written converts to has been written. There are limits to these conversions. 4 specific tenses cannot be turned into passive voice: the 3 perfect continuous tenses and the future continuous tense. Identifying these triggers, being for continuous and been for perfects, is the fastest way to eliminate incorrect options on a test. Exam questions often use vague subjects to create confusion. In the sentence, somebody stole the pen, the subject, somebody, is indefinite. In the passive form, you drop the subject entirely. The sentence simply becomes, the pen was stolen. Many students assume passive voice always requires the word by, but specific verbs use fixed prepositions instead. I know him becomes he is known to me, and snow covers the mountain becomes the mountain is covered with snow. Questions require a different approach. When converting an interrogative sentence, the passive version must maintain its question structure. This requires an inversion. The helping verb must stay in front of the subject. Who wrote the Ramayana converts to by whom was the Ramayana written, with the verb was appearing before the subject. Relying solely on a basic swap without considering these shifts in context is where most avoidable errors occur. Let's apply this to a complex question. The patient remembers his son taking him to the temple. First, check the tense. Remembers is present tense. Using our rule for tense preservation, we immediately discard any multiple choice options written in the past tense. Next, we look for the continuous ing verb taking. We know the passive version must include the word being. Only one remaining option follows this requirement. The correct answer is, the patient remembers being taken to the temple by his son. Using this visual checklist makes finding the right answer a logical result of the process. You now have the knowledge required to manage the SVO swap, preserve the original tense, and identify common test scenarios that catch others off guard. Locate your subject and object. Perform the swap. Maintain the tense and check for specific prepositional or subject triggers. To apply these skills right now, use the 10-question practice worksheet linked in the description. Pairing this framework with active practice is the most effective way to build accuracy for your next exam.